Hello. I want to go over me and what's going on here and why you're watching and why you should be watching and why you should make everyone watch along with you, because there's a lot of important information I really want to get across to you as quickly as I can and as precisely as I can. Today's episode is what I like to call the Exodus Protocol, meaning how do you make sure your plan is in motion to escape whatever might be coming. Some people say zombie apocalypse. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Some people say meteorites. That's pretty crazy as well. Civil unrest. That's not so crazy. Government overreach. Probably not so crazy depending on where you live. But again, no matter what you're anticipating, do you have your means of escape, and when you finish escaping, your means of survival upon escape ready. Again, it's what we call the Exodus Protocol. And if you don't have it, you need to get it very, very quickly. As you can see, I'm already in my Exodus Protocol. And the reason why is because where I live right now, at least again, at the present, it's mandatory. The Exodus Protocol is mandatory, and meaning that Christians are once again rightfully meant to be called Christians. And in case you don't know, history lesson number 1 for this video series, which we can go in deeper if you'd like in the comments below, I guess, is Christians are called Christians because people seek to put them to death, not because they're Baptist or Methodist or Roman Catholic or whatever, Episcopalian, Presbyterian, Unitarian, whatever you want to call it. Look, the reason why you're called Christian is because someone's looking to put you to death. So if you want to go into that further, you can ask in the comments below, why does that mean that? And that's cool, we can go over that, but that's what's going on right now. So you're being looked after to put to death, so make sure your Exodus Protocol is in order. And if you're like, hey, House, by the way, my name's House, no one's looking to put me to death here, so I don't know what you're talking about with your Exodus Protocol. Hey, for you, what I want to say is, congratulations, blessings to you, man. You need to give a prayer to the Almighty above and say thank you very much, because He loves you enough to make sure that you don't have to expedite the Exodus Protocol so much. Like, you have to get the Exodus Protocol in order, but you don't have to execute it right now. Unfortunately, there's people around the world who are watching this for the first time who should already have executed an Exodus Protocol, and they haven't. And so they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. And for you, I say, be of good cheer, because with all things, with Him, all things are possible. They really are. They really are. No lie. So, Exodus Protocol, have it in order, have it ready to go, and be ready to execute it at any time. And you might already have to execute it, so get it executed. Go, 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 go. Okay, so we want to go over some other things as well. Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just a regular person like you. I was born on Earth. I have held a lot of jobs in my life. I've done a lot of crazy different things for really, really big companies and corporations around the world. Mainly, my job has been to come up with ideas and ways to influence and manipulate vast populations. So, where I'm coming at you from is what I've been doing with my life is finding ways for the biggest bidders on whatever it is in this world, for whatever reason, to get across to you that it's a great idea for them to be getting or doing what they want to do. That's been my job, is to bridge that gap. And so what I'm coming to you now with is, hey, things are coming to a head, and if you believe that where I've come from and what I've been doing has been influencing things, which obviously it has, because things have been coming and happening. So to the point where I'm already in a bunker. I mean, I want to get across to you that, look, things are happening. You need to be prepared, and prepared as quickly as possible. And I'm going to reach out to you as much as I can before this is shut down, which, to be frank with you, look, it's not going to get shut down because YouTube is going to be like, oh, you're violating copyrights or anything like that. Look, it's going to get shut down because coming soon to a location near you in the future, if not already there, it does already exist in the world, a censorship will happen which will affect what I'm broadcasting to you. And I can't even tell you what part of what I'm broadcasting to you is going to be affected. even though I have a good idea which one it is. Like there's a couple different levels they could affect it on, but to be quite honest with you, which one I think they're going to choose to take, which path. Because again, there's a lot of very intelligent people in the world who do what I do. I'm not the only one. There's many people who do it, and we bid just like everyone else bids, just like a contractor bids on a contracting license. And so you work just like anyone else works. You build a reputation, and you go off that. So don't think that just because I have left what I'm doing and doing what I'm doing now, that somehow the gap is now void and stuff. There's many people to fill it. There's many people before me. There's many people after me. Just a drop in a bucket, to be quite honest with you. So stay focused. Get your Exodus protocol in order, because the powers that be are manipulating things in order to make certain outcomes. And what the outcome is, I'll say right after now, is population zero adjacent. Meaning, we don't want to get the population down to zero. We don't want to get the population down to zero. Humans don't want to get the population down to zero. But other interests want to get the population down to zero. And I think that's the biggest surprise I want to leave in this video, is other interests. Not we. What do I mean by we? What do I mean by other interests? And it's a very big thing. You should be looking into these things, see if they're so. And you're like, House, where do I even look on stuff like this? I can't tell you yet. It has to be done in such a certain way. I know it's crazy. Everyone just wants to be spoon-fed the information. The reason why you want to be spoon-fed the information is because you've been spoon-fed the information for so long that is now how you eat. That's one of the things we have to change. And the only way to change it is to break that rhythm. And we have to do it purposefully. So we have to wait on certain things. Honestly, just know that things are all for the good for you. Not just from me, but from the Father above. All things are for the good of you. Listen, take this as an example of how much you might have been brainwashed. Just think about this as an example. Since you were born, if you're a millennial is a person described as being born in 1982 to the year 2000. That is a millennial. It's an 18-year span. If you're a millennial, that means more often than not you were raised on television. Sesame Street, PBS, HBO, whatever your parents chose to let you watch as a child. But don't be deceived. If you were a millennial, you were born in the age of TV. You were born in the age of social information. Now, what's important about that has really nothing to do with the advertisements, though people argued over whether the advertisements are too good or too bad, too pure or too obscene. It really even wasn't about the content, whether people argued over whether it was too pure or too obscene. It had nothing to do with any of that. It had everything to do with mathematics, everything to do with timing. And here's why. Everyone claims people have ADD and that no one can concentrate on anything. Let me give you a reason why. Since you were born, every time you've watched TV, public television, you have been brainwashing to yourself to only concentrate on a problem or any situation for at best 8.5 minutes at a time. 8.5 to 10 minutes at a time. And the reason why is because any scheduled broadcast set aside from premium channels, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, blah blah blah, things like that did not show commercials in their programming. If you watched any kind of programming, half hour, 2 hour long block of programming, there were commercials every 8.5 to 10 minutes. Those commercials were about 4 minutes in length altogether, and consisted of commercials between 30 and 60 seconds, maybe even longer in length, but a total of 4 minutes in each break from broadcast. Every time you watch TV, you have taught yourself to only concentrate on a situation for at best 8.5 to 10 minutes at a time, and to think on multiple miniature situations at 30 to 60 second intervals. meaning that some might even argue that your cognitive sense of taking on smaller tasks quickly might have increased because of your ability to watch ads and make decisions quickly on the ad's presentation in 30 to 60 seconds, whether you like or dislike, agree or disagree with the ad. But also, again, with main content, it's designed to be dramatic, to go to crescendo, and to leave you at that gap, at that precipice during a commercial break, come back, hit that precipice again, and come down from it, bring you to a resolution. So things are designed to make you perceive any kind of conflict in that manner. And you've been watching TV how many hours a day? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 hours? I mean, how many hours a day do you watch TV? A day do you watch TV? How many days does it take to make a habit? They say 7 and 20, 21, 23 to break it. How many days have you been watching TV? 7? It's been 7 days? You watch TV for 7 days? Yeah. Let's try and really take a look at how much TV we've really been watching and how much effect it really has on our ability to have long-term attention span and to take in and receive facts over a long period of time without zoning out or just going on to the next thing or losing interest for one reason or another. Even if you want to argue, my entire life I've never watched cable TV, I've only gone to the movies, that's still at best 2 hours. At best, is all movies 2 hours? Now most of them are like an hour 15 minutes, hour 23 minutes, maybe hour 30 minutes. Some of your more action flicks go to 2:15. But again, we're right around there. We'll say 2 hours. Again, 2 hours? Is that really what you want to max it out at 2 hours? So what I'm getting at is, that's just one way you've been manipulated right now, is how much you can think about any problem. Because you're a slave. We are all slaves. You are a slave. White, black, Asian. Look, to be honest with you, another spoiler alert, there's only one race, the human race. No such thing as black, white race, Asian race, Indian race, human race. That's it. Human race, all equal, everyone. We're all equally slaves. And that's one of the things I want to get across to you. Think of this as like a Matrix kind of thing. We're trying to get across to you really quickly is to break out of the Matrix. Like, wake up. You're in the Matrix. Wake up. You're being indentured. You're an indentured servant. You need to wake up from it very quickly. And I want to go over it as much as I can. It's kind of hard for me too is to even find out where to start. I can just tell you what's been going on. So I mean, maybe I'll go over world things that are going on and why they affect you and why they're important, how they're manipulating you, until I get enough questions. Because quite honestly, this is a brand new channel. This is a new video. Who's watched it? Who's subscribed? Who's asked questions? Nobody yet. So I really don't know where to go further from here. I'm just going to keep dropping information on you and letting you know what's going on in succession, and then we'll go from there.